It's one thing to write a book, it's a whole other sack of spuds to get it published. I figured if I said that figure of speech confidently enough, no one would realize I made it up. Did it work?
No fluff writing advice. Cut the fluff!
When publishing a book, there are two main avenues you can take. Traditional publishing, where a publisher edits and produces your book for you, or self-publishing, where you do it all yourself. Simple, right? No, it gets complicated. To get published traditionally, you need to submit your manuscript to a publisher, makes sense, often through an agent. So yeah, probably get an agent first and have your manuscript accepted. Then you get an advance. That is a chunk of money you'll need to earn back through sales, and the publisher edits, produces, and distributes your book. When you've earned back your advance, you'll start receiving royalties. Ooh, yeah! Look, I'll never apologize for a bad Macho Man Randy Savage impersonation. I think the world needs more of it, to be honest. Nowadays, having a sizable social media following can help new authors get published. A publisher's primary goal is to make money. Shocking, I know. So if they know there's already an audience for someone's work, they'll jump on them. Literally. They'll track them down, jump on them piggyback style, and try to talk them into a book deal as they struggle to break free before eventually running out of breath and collapsing on the ground. I've seen it happen. It's wild. For real though, some publishers, in the non-fiction space at least, actively seek people with large online followings and offer them book deals before they've even written a single word, or even demonstrated an ability to write. It might delight some people to learn that an inability to write doesn't necessarily prevent someone from writing and publishing a successful book. A lot can happen in editing. Yeah, I've seen how the sausage is made. I might as well just call myself a sausage maker at this point. New job title: literary sausage maker. I like it. A word of warning. Being traditionally published doesn't necessarily grant you a golden ticket to the magical land of insane book sales. People don't automatically start knowing or caring about your book just because you're with a big publisher. I mean, it helps with clout, but someone still needs to get the word out about your book. And unless you're a big name author, that someone will likely be you for the most part. So, however you plan to publish, you better start hammering away at your preferred social media platform right now, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Any authors on OnlyFans? There's got to be some. The big draw card of traditional publishing is distribution. Traditional publishers will get your book into physical bookstores, if there are any still standing by the time your book gets published. To self-publish, you either need to be willing to do all the work yourself or outsource where needed. Editing, formatting, cover design, proofreading, they all take time, effort, and experience to do well. And if you want your book to find an audience, which you do, yeah, you need some sort of marketing. Readers need to know your book exists. Otherwise, it's just a tree falling in an empty forest. For the record, that tree doesn't make a sound because we live in a simulation that only renders the immediate world around us. Look into it. The big plus of self-publishing, if you can make it work, is you get full creative control, for better or worse, and you get to keep all the profits. Oh yeah! No apologies. So, what's the verdict? Is traditional or self-publishing superior? Well, if you've got the money to self-publish effectively, including investing in marketing and advertising, and if you don't want to immediately get your book into physical stores, self-publishing is an appealing path, especially if you want creative control. Working in the publishing industry, I've heard some horror stories. Plenty of traditionally published authors have switched to self-publishing by choice. Make of that what you will. Plus, if your book does well, you stand to gain a lot more financially. Yeah, it gets pretty iffy. The thing is, if your self-published book does insanely well, you can always ink a distribution deal for physical bookstores later down the track. And at that point, you're negotiating from a place of strength, so you're likely to get a pretty decent deal. With all that said, if I ever had the chance to publish with a traditional publisher, as long as the terms weren't terrible, I'd do it just for the experience. Yes, I'd sacrifice one book to the sharks. I've got plenty more in me, figuratively. Given the choice, what would you do? Let me know in the comments. I feel like I should end with another oh yeah, but you can't force these things. Or can you?
Oh yeah!
If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. If you didn't enjoy this video, hit subscribe anyway, and hate watch my content. That's always fun.